Okay, so this is the BookBook for iPad 1 and iPad 2. And this is by 12 South. And there are a lot of videos on YouTube, or a number of them, both for the iPad 1, iPad 2. But the comments that I saw were very positive. I went to the 12 South website, and that kind of hooked me when I was watching the guy kind of demo the case. But, you know, here's a couple of things to keep in mind. I've used this case now for 2 days beyond when I shot this video. Inserting it, pretty smooth, no brainer, no issue. Slide it to the two leather holders at the bottom and then strap across the top, and you're good to go. You close it, and you know the case is secure and it's well protected. Did notice a little bit of extra material around the sides that are kind of bulges to the right, and on the top found the same thing. Not a deal breaker. Has a cool distressed leather look, you know, and so from that perspective, it's definitely different, and it's definitely unique, and so I think it's a well-made case. Now here's some things that are interesting. So when you go into the stand mode, not very difficult, but it is a bit more time consuming than if you're used to using your smart cover. So they kind of factor that in a little bit. But you literally take off the top band and you take the leather strap, as I'm doing now, pull it underneath the iPad, put the little band back on top of the iPad to keep it secure, and then you take the leather band and you go up underneath the case and then wrap it around the other side on that little button type object there, and it is very secure. You know, I just did it one time and there's no slide, no give. I didn't worry about it falling or, you know, coming loose. Did not do that. One thing to keep in mind is because you do have that little small thin leather strap underneath, I did feel or sense a little bit of wobble, but certainly not distracting, but it is there. Not a big deal breaker for me or an issue. And again, you can put it to whatever position you like, and it's really kind of cool. But here's something that you should definitely keep in mind. If you're used to a smart cover, there's a little bit more time involved, moving it from position to position. Not enormous, but there is a little bit more work. It is incredibly versatile in terms of the ways that you can kind of set it up. But that leather strap right there, when you go back to putting it in a closed case mode, which is what I'm getting ready to do right now, I've had it in that case for 2 days, but not overnight. And I haven't had it closed the entire time. The last 2 days, I've kind of kept it in a stand position. So that leather band really isn't under there constantly. What I did notice, however, was that there is a band that I saw go across the back of the iPad. Easily wiped off, didn't seem to stain it, but it was kind of interesting that when I took the iPad out, I noticed a line. So that's the BookBook case for $69.99. You know, I'm pleased, but the price is kind of steep, and I'm not quite sure it's for me. But if you're interested in something like this, definitely give it a try. It is definitely a quality leather case.